The other important thing when you talk about notebook is that, of course, netbook is probably the same segment showing the highest growth, and will continue to grow. So notebook growth is coming from one side from traditional notebook, but also a big portion coming from netbook. Majority of the growth is still coming from consumer and the small business. The growth we have seen in Q3, in Q3, and also I think we will continue to see in Q4 is mainly coming from consumer and small business. I would expect corporate starting to do some renovation, probably between Q2 and Q3 next year, but not early next year. ASP is continuing to decline, even though we start to see a deceleration on the decline. I think the first 6 months of 2009, we really saw a big decline, almost close to 20%. We start to see a deceleration on this side. Talking about EMEA and also part of the rest of the world, let's say, dollar weakness is also going to help. Dollar today, I think, is close to 1.5 euro. This morning was more than 1.49. This is also going to help in terms of ASP slowing down the decline. Most of the growth, I think, will come next year anyway from emerging market. We see that a lot of emerging markets are back to very good growth and will continue to next year. You know that Windows 7 is going to be launched officially on October 22nd. Probably for the first time, we can see the real possibility to bridge the gap partially between Mac operating system and Windows operating system. I think Windows 7 is a really step ahead in terms of user interface, in terms of speed, in terms of user experience. Probably it's also the first time that a new operating system doesn't require more hardware. Is not let's say, power consumption driven as it was in the past. We are used to think about 3-4 gigabyte memory computer today. In order to run the Vista with the 2/3 gigabyte memory, you can run Windows Mobile even better than Vista before. And the other interesting thing, I think, when we talk about operating system, we start to see Android on mobile phone and Chrome probably in the future, that they can become viable alternatives to the traditional operating system we see today. Mainly when we think about internet application, or when we think about people that are just looking for internet experience. Last thing, I think profitability is of this industry, despite we are doing well, some other competitors are doing well, but I think profitability is still a major challenge in this industry, or distribution of the profitability may be a major challenge of this industry. An industry that is running with most of the players with the good result, running at 3 to 4% operating income, I don't think is so healthy. And the only solution I see is that consolidation process that we see starting already 2-3 years ago will continue. I don't believe that in this industry there is a space for more than 3 to 4 players. Much more than 3 to 4 players means not enough economy of scale and to be not profitable. In this picture where we are, we don't have a Q3 result, of course, because there is not any market research company already releasing Q3 results, so we only have Q2. I think Q3, based on what we've seen in terms of shipment during Q3, should be even better. But Q2, we were number 3 on total PC, more than 13% share, very close to Dell. I think Dell was the 13.5, so there is a very small difference. I would not be surprised if between this quarter and next quarter we can finally pass Dell. We are solid number 2 on the other side on notebook, 20%, very close now to HP. I think the difference is we are talking about is only 2 to 3 points. And if I look at the shipment, our growth in Q3, that is almost, when we talk about mobile, close to 30% growth. I would expect, as I said, not only to pass very soon Dell between Q3 and Q4, but also to bridge the gap with HP when we talk about mobile. In EMEA, we are number 2. Total PC, you see that very big growth in Q2 in terms of share, and very close to HP. The difference is, again, in the range of decimal. But we also strengthen our position on total mobile. On notebook, we are number 1. We are close to 28% share. I would expect, again, similar number, if not better, in Q3, looking at our shipment records. The other important thing is the growth in US. US in Q2, we were close to 15% share. I would expect that we can even pass 15% in Q3. Q3, we had very good shipment to US as well, not only in Q2. And you see also a big jump on mobile. On mobile, we are getting close to Dell. We are still number 3 in US, but 18% share and very, very small gap with Dell. We will see this quarter what happens. The other important thing is that when we are number 1, number 2, we are number 1, number 2 in most of the major mature market. So not only most of the major Western European country, but also in most of the major emerging market. So I think we have a very good coverage today between mature market and emerging market. Few things about Acer Group. Today we have almost 6,000 employees, a little bit more. We didn't reduce the number of people during the crisis. We always been very lean and clean also before the crisis, so we didn't need to take any action. We are present in almost 90,000 stores worldwide. Last year we shipped a little bit more than 30 million units. This year we will go over 40 million, of course, in terms of PC and then monitor and projector. And as I said, we continue to work on becoming a leader on providing mobile solution. And when we think about mobile solution, we think about one end and two ends devices. So from Smart and Dell to netbook and notebook. This is mainly driven from product. This industry is still a lot of product driven. We continue to have big efforts on developing new product, but also developing new concept in terms of mobility. Not only product, it's also concept, new devices. Thinking about again internet devices and mobile internet devices. We are always extremely careful about our cost. Which means our efficiency. I think that when we think about reducing cost, it's not to reduce efficiency, but in most of the cases, by reduce cost, you also very often you improve efficiency on the other side, and of course growth. Growth, I think, is key in this in the PC industry. Without growth, it's difficult to have the right scale, and also it's difficult to make money. And from market segment, we will continue to focus 100% on consumer and the small, medium business. And you see that we have a full range of product covering mobility, as I said, Smart and Dell, notebook and netbook, entertainment and gaming, any kind of solution for digital life, desktop, projector, TV, and so on, and the small medium business. As I said, the other big portion at the end, still 30% of our revenue and our quantity is coming from a small medium business. In a lot of cases, people think to Acer as a consumer company. We are 70% a consumer company and 30% a small medium business company, not only consumer company.